Hi, this is Crystal from CandidlyCrystal Crochet. Today I will be showing you how to make these beautiful puzzle piece appliques. You're only going to need 3 things to get started with this. You're going to need Aunt Lydia's size 10 yarn, and I am using the Fiesta color. You can use whatever color you like. 110 millimeter crochet hook. And you can use a bigger size. I'm just choosing to use this small hook because I like my appliques a little small. And the size of this applique is about 2 1/4 inch width and about 2 inches length. All right, and you're gonna need some scissors to fasten off as we do this project. All right, so let's get started.
Wait, hold on guys, I just wanted to let you know in the middle of this video, there is a little audio mishap, but you can still hear me. All right, let's go.
What I failed to mention is my applique is stiff. If you can notice, it's really stiff. I did use fabric stiffener because I'm making these as earrings. So I drenched my my appliques in this, let it sit overnight, and I may give it another coat. You know, this is still a little soft. I just need it a little bit more stiffer. So that's optional for you, but just wanted to let you know about that. Okay, so first and foremost, we have to make the slip knot. All right, and we're going to chain 21. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, and 21. All right, so we're going to start on row number 1, and we're going to make 1 single crochet and the second chain from the hook. So not this chain, but the second chain right here, we're going to make 1 single crochet. And we're going to continue to make 1 single crochet in the rest of the chain that we've just made. So just continue to make that 1 single crochet in each chain across. If you need to count to yourself, you need 20 single crochets at the end of this row. Okay, round 1 is completed. I made 1 single crochet in each stitch across. So now we're gonna go on to row 2. So we're going to make 1 chain. So you're gonna chain 1, and we're going to turn to start with round 2. So round 2 is gonna be the same thing as round 1, row 1. So we're gonna just make 1 single crochet in the very first stitch and make 1 single crochet in each stitch across. So let's continue to make that 1 single crochet each stitch across, and I'm going to meet you at the end of this row, number 2. Okay, I'm coming up on the end of row 2. So I'm at 19, and here's my last stitch, 20. So we're going to chain 1 and turn. So from row 3 to row 6, we're going to continue to do the same thing, and that's 1 single crochet in each stitch across. All right, so this is row 3. So let's just continue to do that 1 single crochet across, and then row 4, row 5, and row 6, we're going to do the same thing. So continue to chain, continue to single crochet. All right. I'll meet you at the end of row 3. Okay, I'm coming up on the end of row 3. This is 19 and 20 here. So we're going to chain 1, turn our work, and now we're going to begin with row 4. Same thing, 1 single crochet in the very first stitch, 1 single crochet across. I'll meet you at the end of row 4. Okay, this is the end of row 4. Right here. So we're going to chain 1, turn. How's it going, guys? Hopefully this is not too tedious for you. So now we're on row 5. Same thing, first 1 single crochet in the very first stitch, 1 single crochet in each stitch across. And while you're doing your work, just always double check to make sure your work is aligning correctly. It should look straight. You see how you have is pretty much straight this way and pretty much straight that way. Make sure you just count all your stitches. Should be 20 stitches. Sometimes at the end of your row it looks a little tricky. You're not sure if you should make a stitch there. So if you are a beginner, just make sure you count all of your stitches. Okay, so I'm pretty much at the end of this row, so I'll just keep the camera going. Okay, we're coming up on the end of row 5. This is 19 and 20 right here. All right, so let's chain 1 and turn. So now we on row 6. Same thing. We're gonna make 1 single crochet in the very first stitch and 1 single crochet across. So this is the second one. That was number 2. I'll count for row 6. So this is 3, 4, oops, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. All right, so now we're going to begin row 7. We're going to make 1 chain and turn. So row 7, we're going to make 1 single crochet in the next 15 stitches. So we're going to stop at 15. So let's do it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. Okay, so we're going to chain 1 and we're going to turn. So now we're on row 8, which we're going to make 1 single crochet decrease in this first stitch. So let's make that single crochet decrease in that first stitch. And we're going to make 1 single crochet in the next 13 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13. Okay, so now we're going to chain 1 and we're going to turn. We're on row 9, so we're going to just make 1 single crochet at each stitch across. All right, so it should be a total of 14. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. Okay, this is how your work should be looking so far. So now we're going to chain 1. And we're going to turn. We are on row 10. So we're going to make 1 single crochet across. Total of 14. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8, 9, come on now, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14.
Okay, we're going to chain 1 and turn. Now we're on row 11. We're going to do the same thing as row 10. So we made our chain. Let's make a single crochet in the very first stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. We're not done. So now what we're going to do is make 6 chains. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, so we're going to turn our work and begin with row 12. We're going to make a single crochet and a second chain from the hook, which that is 1. And we're going to continue to make a single crochet down the chain, which will total 5. So that's 2, 3, 4, and 5. Come on, 5. Okay, so we're going to continue to make our 1 single crochets in each stitch across, which is going to be the previous row. So this is going to be number 6, 7th stitch, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, and 19. Okay, so you got it so far. Doing good. It should be looking like this so far. It looks a little funky, but trust the process. We're halfway through this. We're going to chain 1 and turn. Oh, we are now on row 13. We're going to make 1 single crochet in each stitch across, totaling 19. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on. I'll meet you at the end of row 13. Here we are. So let's just continue to go do our single crochets. I'm almost at the end. Okay, we're at the end where the chain that we made, the 6th chain that we made, it probably gives a little hard time if you're a beginner, but just continue to make your single crochets and count all your stitches, which will equal 19 at the end of row 13. I'm struggling with the last stitch, but I gotta get it done. All right, there we go. Last stitch made. Okay, so that was the end of row 13. Let's chain 1 and of course turn our work. And we're going to just continue with 1 single crochet in the very first stitch. And we're going to make 1 single crochet across, totaling 19. Step. Alright, so I'm just going to single crochet across, and I'm going to meet you at the end of row 14. I'm coming up on the end of row 14. Just make your single crochets. You're going to chain 1. So while you're at it, just check your work to make sure everything is aligned correctly. You see my lines are very straight. That's how your work should be looking. Just double check everything. Just make sure everything is straight and even. All right. Your work is going to be really soft because this is thread. So just remember, if you need your work to be stiffened, use fabric stiffener. It will definitely get the curls out of your work. All right. So let's continue with row 15. We're working on the first stitch. And we're going to go all the way across row 15. I'll meet you at the end of row 15. Okay, this is the end of row 15. That's my 19th stitch right there. So we're going to just chain 1 and turn. Okay, on to row 16. Okay, we're going to continue to do what we did in row 15. With row 16, we're going to actually do 1 single crochet in each stitch for row 16 and row 17. All right, so let's just continue to make our single crochets across this row 16. I'll meet you at the end of this row. Okay, we're coming up on the end of row 16. Let me get my last single crochet in there. All right, so we're going to chain 1. Now we're on to row 17. I'm so excited. Make sure you turn your work and make a single crochet in the very first stitch and 1 single crochet in each stitch across. Okay, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, and 19. This is the end of row 17. All right, we're done with the major piece of the puzzle. So we're going to chain 1 and fasten our work off. And just pull your thread through so you can tighten your work. I'm looking at my ends. I usually just single crochet them in, but I did leave them out by accident. So once we do our border, we can just do the single crochet around the thread so we can hide our work. All right. So this is how your piece should be looking right now. Now we need to do the top of the little puzzle piece nub thing that will be on top of our work. So let's make a slip knot. All right, come on fingers, let's do this. We're gonna make a slip knot to begin our work. So take your piece and notice how my piece is sitting. It's like a backwards C. We're gonna count 8 stitches from the corner of our work from the right to left. All right, so let's just count 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And with that 8th stitch, we're going to, hold on, lost count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're going to slide our hook through the 8th stitch. Pull through our the slip knot that we've made. Okay, and we're going to make 1 chain. And now we're going to make 1 single crochet in the next 4 stitches. Make sure you take the leftover thread that you have from the slip knot with you while you make your single crochets. So that's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now that was row 1. We're going to chain 1 and turn our work. So we're going to make 2 single crochets in the first stitch. So we're increasing this row 2. All right, so that's 2 single crochets in the first stitch. Now we're going to make 1 single crochet in the next 2 stitches. So that's 1 single crochet and then 1 single crochet in the next stitch. Okay, now we're going to make 2 single crochets in the last stitch. So we're increasing row 2. And turn. We're going to chain 1 and turn. Now we're going to make 1 single crochet in each stitch across for row 3. It should total 6. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So now we're going to chain 1 and turn. So now for row 4, we're going to single crochet decrease in the very first and second stitch. All right, so make a single crochet decrease. And now we're going to make 1 single crochet in the next 2 stitches. So that's 1 single crochet in the first stitch, 1 single crochet in the second. Now we're going to make a single crochet in the last, single crochet decrease in the last 2 stitches. I decided to just do an increase, then a decrease on the next row because I just wanted that little puzzle piece feel or look. You know how it's like thick in the center, then it goes back narrow on the top. So let's just chain 1 and we're going to fasten off right here. Now just pull your thread through and tighten. Okay, this is how the puzzle piece should be looking right about now. I have the strings all out, but we're going to make sure we weave those strings in while we sing crochet for the border. Okay, now to our final step, guys. Let's make a slip knot. And we're going to begin making our border on the corner of our puzzle piece. Make sure your puzzle piece is the same side as mine. It doesn't have to be, but if you were following for the first time, it's nice to just do it the same way. Alright, so let's just slide our slip knot through the corner. Let's do a chain 1. And we're just going to make 1 single crochet across until we get to this bottom piece of the puzzle piece that's got the nub on it. So let's just make 1 single crochet across. Make sure you take your extra thread with you so we can just eliminate cutting at the end. So let's make our single crochets, and when we get to the bottom part of the nub, I'm going to show you what to do. So let's keep going until we get to that bottom piece. So for the bottom piece, where's the starting of the puzzle piece nub, we're going to just make 1 slip stitch. That just defines the puzzle piece better for me. So let's just make 1 slip stitch, and we're going to make 1 single crochet going up the nub. I just want to apologize for the audio mishaps you may hear. This is my first time doing a video, and my Bluetooth was on and it kept echoing. So sorry, guys. Now when you're at the corner of this nub on the top, we're going to make 3 single crochets. So we're going to make 3 single crochets right at the top of this puzzle nub. I'm going to make 3 single crochets in these corners right here, just to give a nice round fill into the puzzle piece. Also the 2 sides on the other side, corners, that we need to make 3 single crochets. So let's begin with making our first 3 single crochets in this crochet. So let's make 3 single crochets on this corner. Okay, so that's 1, 2, and 3. And we're going to make a single crochet across, 1 single crochet each, until we get to the next corner, which will be 3 single crochets. So let's make our 1 single crochet each. Now 3 single crochets here. Now 1 single crochet going down until we hit the end of the puzzle piece nub, which will be a slip stitch. So that's our last single crochet. Now let's make a single crochet right here at the bottom. Not a single crochet, a slip stitch, I'm sorry. 1 slip stitch right there. As you can see, I'm still making my single crochets with the thread that's loose. So let's just continue to do that. As you see, one of them is gone because I just was single crocheting across with the thread. All right. Let's continue making our single crochets across, 1 single crochet across until you hit a corner, which will be 3 single crochets. Now we're coming up to the corner, so you know. Let's make those 3 single crochets. Follow through with 1 single crochet going down the puzzle piece. We're at the corner again, so let's make those 3 single crochets. So now we're going to cross with our 1 single crochets, but when we get to the indents of this puzzle piece right here, we're going to make a slip stitch. All right, so let's start with our 1 single crochet in each stitch. Now we're at the corner. We're going to make 1 slip stitch right there. And now we're going to continue with our single crochets. And then when we get to the other indent corner, we're going to make another slip stitch. We're at the next indent corner, or whatever you want to call it. Let's make a slip stitch. So we're just following along, making our border. Okay, let's continue with our single crochets all the way down to the next corner. Sorry, I know the thread is all in the way, but we will cut the threads since I already single crocheted them into the puzzle piece. We're at the corner again, so you already know. Let's make those 3 single crochets. You already know to make those single crochets down to the next corner. Let's make 3 here, 3 single crochets at this corner. Now we're at the bottom of the puzzle piece. Okay, let's continue to make the single crochets. I'm making my single crochets with the thread that was hanging to eliminate me weaving through. So I'm so happy I made this puzzle piece, especially in April where it's Autism Awareness. I have someone that I will be making a pair of earrings for this special month. The colors go great with Autism Awareness. All right, so we're at the corner. Let's make our 3 single crochets here. We're at our last side of single crochets. This border definitely is needed during this project. So let's just continue making our 1 single crochets across this last side. We are almost done. I'm so excited, but we do have one more step after this, which is very simple. It's just to make the puzzle piece complete. So right here, since we started with one chain, I'm just going to add in 2 single crochets at this corner. And then I'm just gonna slip stitch into the next chain that we did previously. And I'm going to chain 1, fasten off, pull our thread through, tighten it. You see these extra strings hanging everywhere. I added them in while I was single crocheting, so I could just cut off the excess. This is my last string that I need to weave in since I just finished our project. So you just take some stitches and weave your hook through the stitches just so you can grab the thread and pull it through the stitches to hide it. Pulling my thread through. I need to weave a little bit more, but let me just save that for last. So let's just cut off the excess thread. Come on, scissors, work with me. I'm not using these scissors again. They're so dull but cute and petite. I love them. Time to give it up. Let me just fix this while I have the chance so you can see. I just take a stitch and pull out the thread through. Of course, I'm going to snip it. All right, so this is the puzzle piece. I like to stretch it up a little bit, make sure I get the shape that I like. So now we need to connect these 2 outer puzzle pieces. You see how they're like opened? I like them closed. If you notice on the puzzle piece that I previously made, I just put some thread there just to make it closed. It's not very visible, so it's cool. So I just added some thread here and tied a knot. So let me show you how to do that. Let's just start off by making a slip knot. Or if you have a tapestry needle, this will work as well, but I don't have one right here with me. So you just need to thread through those little outer pieces right there. You'll get exactly what I have here, just to close it up. Just take my hook. Pull through a stitch. You don't have to be too precise in which stitch it is, as long as it's like it levels up to the other side. Take the thread and pull through. Then I just make 1 chain and just fasten off and pull through the thread, and then I just tighten it and make like 2 knots just to secure it. Like that. You see, it's kind of closed in. Now I'm just going to weave in this thread that we have that's out. Just take your hook and go in and out of stitches. It's going to be a little difficult, but just take your time and just try to weave it in and out. So now I'll just take the thread, one of the threads, and I'm just going to pull it through the stitches that I was weaving in and out. Now I'm going to do the same thing that I've done on the other side. Like that. All right, and then I'll just cut and cut. All right, and once I start, you won't even see this, you know. Once it's nice and hard, you won't even see it. So here is the puzzle piece, guys. I hope your puzzle piece is nice. Again, like I said, it's gonna curl up like this, but once you put this fabric, any fabric stiffener, trust and believe it's gonna be straight just like this, just like this. Okay, so I really drench my puzzle piece. I drench it with fabric stiffener, then I just let it sit overnight, and when you wake up, you'll look at it like, oh wow, look at that. So like I said, I'm gonna add earrings. I'm gonna make these into earrings, so guys, I will show you how my earrings turned out. All right, I'm signing off. Thank you for viewing. This is my first video, so I'm excited. All right, so CandidlyCrystal signing off.